In this episode, I'm telling you of a violent murderer who continues to escape authorities. Like they catch him and he escapes. They catch him and he escapes. What in the world is going on here? Welcome, lambs. Welcome to your midweek mini episode. If you are new here, my name is Kai, and this is Love and Murder, Heartbreak to Homicide, the Wednesday edition. Before we begin, I want to remind you that this episode and all my episodes are sponsored by my lambs in Patreon. Patreon.com/Love and Murder. If you want to get extras, if you want to be a supporter of Love and Murder, and if you want to have a community of exclusive lambs with you, then go ahead and join my Patreon. Patreon.com/Love and Murder. It only starts at $3 a month donation in there. I'd love to see you. So let's get into this midweek mini. Ike Souzer, who was 20 years old at the time of this case, was described as having a troubled childhood marked by what some people called concerning incidents. Family and friends described Ike as autistic. Now, in 2017, when Ike was just 13 years old, his mother, Barbara Schuer Souzer, posted flyers on Facebook asking for the public to help find him because he had run away from home. Apparently, this was the thing that he did. So in this recent time he ran away from home, Barbara was asking for the public's help in bringing him back. A few weeks later, he showed up by himself and, upon seeing his mom, just started stabbing her. This happened in their Garden Grove, California home. After he finished stabbing her, he then left her outside to bleed out and die. However, when police found her, Barbara was still alive. And with her dying breath, she told police that it was her son who did this to her. So police went on a manhunt for Ike, and he was found not far from his home. Of course, he was arrested. He was convicted of voluntary manslaughter. However, after he obtained a public defense lawyer, they claimed that he was killing his mom in self-defense. How could it possibly be self-defense, you ask, when she was literally looking for her son to come home? Well, they said this was self-defense because he had experienced, quote, I don't want to put quote in the wrong place, because he had experienced alleged years of, quote, extreme abuse. So he ran away, he came home, he saw his mom didn't do anything at the time, he stabbed her, and that's self-defense. I don't know how that's self-defense, but okay. But you were gone. So why'd you come back? That can't be self-defense. You were gone and you came back. You saw your mom outside and you began stabbing her. That's not self-defense. That's murder. So when he was 15 in 2019, he was actually on trial in the juvenile court for murdering his mom, who was 47 at the time of her death. While this was happening, he attacked a corrections officer and escaped. Of course, he was arrested the very next day, and then he still faced conviction for the murder of his mother. Now, when he was charged for manslaughter, and this came in front of the court, the prosecution objected this, said they shouldn't be charging him for manslaughter, they should be charging him for murder. But the judge dismissed what the prosecutor was saying and charged Ike with manslaughter. So he was supposed to serve either 4 years or like 3.5 years. And while he was in custody, he also had additional felony charges placed on him from August of 2021 when he attacked 3 correctional officers. Now, with all of this, the murder of his mother, the escape, attacking 3 correctional officers, a judge still wanted to release him early. So instead of getting out in 2023, they were going to release him early. The prosecution, of course, said, no, do you see the path this young man is going down? And the judge says, pish posh, boys will be boys. So the felony attacks on the 3 correctional guards, the judge reduced those to misdemeanor, and then he was given credit for the time he'd already spent behind bars, and they let him out. They let him out early and said, we'll just give you an ankle bracelet and monitor you that way. What is this judge thinking? Then in April 2022, he escaped. And by escape, I mean he took off his ankle bracelet and left. So police went out in search of him, and he was found that same month in a homeless encampment in Anaheim, California. So he was arrested again. So now he's attacked, I guess. He's assaulted 3 corrections officers. He murdered his mom. He escaped twice, took off his ankle bracelet, which isn't that a felony itself? And then while he was in the county jail in October 2023, he was convicted of making a shiv while he was in there. So in this new trial, the prosecution is like, judge, this guy needs help. He needs to be in jail. You cannot have him out. And the judge said, once again, pish posh, boys will be boys, and said that Ike needed more services to reintegrate into society as an adult than to actually be in prison. So they sentenced him to 1 year in prison and 2 on, quote, mandatory supervision by probation officers. Because as we can see, that worked well before. But instead of actually putting him in prison for 1 year, on March 20th, 2024, he only had 90 days in county jails. And on that day, they released him from custody and placed him on probation for 2 years. While he's on probation, he checked into the Project Kinship in Santa Ana, California, but he left that area and was never seen again. He didn't tell his probation officer nothing. He just left the place he was supposed to be and was never seen from again. And fun fact, this was the same location. This happened in the first time. Like when he had just taken off his ankle bracelet and left, this was the same place. So he did this twice from the same place. So now, once again, police are out looking for him. They labeled him as, quote, extremely dangerous and a violent criminal who posed a significant threat to public safety. I mean, y'all keep letting him out. Apparently he's not that dangerous or a threat to anybody, according to y'all anyways. So police searched for him for a week when he was finally found by the Mexican police in Rosarito, Mexico, and was arrested by Mexican officials, which then also brought in U.S. Customs and Border Protection. So after this final arrest, Orange County District Attorney Todd Spitzer blamed the judges who handled Ike's cases. I don't know what they saw in this guy. I have no idea just what he weaved over them. I have no idea. But they just kept letting him go and giving him chance after chance. So District Attorney Todd said, quote, my prosecutors have spent years and years trying to do everything they can to keep this violent criminal behind bars. And at every turn, the very judges who are elected to protect public safety have done little to do so, and instead has given him break after break after break. This is not someone who deserves a break. He has turned every opportunity to turn over a new leaf into a new opportunity to break the law and defy law enforcement. He did not simply walk away and forget to check in with his probation officer. The second he was out of custody, he set a plan in motion to flee to a foreign country in yet another attempt to escape the consequences of his actions. End quote. District Attorney Todd Spitzer went after 3 separate judges, 3 different judges. This wasn't the same judge that did this. 3 different judges saying that they gave him too light of a sentence and didn't take his offenses seriously, especially murdering his mother, and just kept letting him out. So right now he is in custody. Who knows what they're going to do this time? Maybe they're going to give him a slap on the wrist again. Maybe he'll be out in a matter of minutes. I don't know what's going on with this case, but for some reason, Ike Souzer keeps getting this. He murdered his mother, stabbed her up, and they gave him a slap on the wrist. He assaulted police 3. Everything he's doing is felony. Maybe they're thinking because he was classified as autistic, but clearly he's a well-functioning autistic person. I don't know why they keep giving this person time and chance and chance. I'm not sure what they see in him. These 3 judges, I'm not sure what they see in him, but the prosecution isn't seeing it in him. And I'm not sure why they keep doing this. Oh my God. Can y'all believe this? I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And have you heard of any other case like this where they just keep giving the person chance after chance after chance, even though the person doesn't deserve it? If you have, let me know that case. You could, even if you don't know the name of the people, you could describe the case and I could find it for myself in the comments below. I would love to cover a case like this. I don't understand the psychology behind it with the judges, but it's fascinating to me. It's not good, but it's fascinating to me. What were they thinking? So I do want to cover more cases like this. So if you have any examples of this, leave it in the comments below. And don't forget that a free and easy way to help me out is just by sharing this episode. So go ahead and share this episode on your social media. Just hit the share icon right now on whatever platform you're on and share this to, let's say, share this one with your best friend. Tell them to listen to this episode. You're not going to believe what happened here. Do you think if this was you, you'd get away with it? Share this with your best friend and ask them that. That is all I have for you today. I don't have any polls. This has actually been a busy couple weeks for me, so we don't have any poll questions, and I know I haven't been reading your comments, but we will get back to reading your comments. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a lamb, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.